Hey everybody, Lydia here with Build Show Network, and today we're going to be talking all about corner bead, how to coat it, and kind of what it is. So first things first, corner bead goes on outside 90-degree corner. So as you can tell here, we have an outside corner. This is a stick of square or 90-degree metal. There's also bullnose, chamfer, anyway, there's a bunch of different sizes. We're not going to get into that today, but there's a lot of options for your corners. 90 degree, just straight up straight is the most common. What I'm coating today is a piece of no coat corner bead. It's not 325 or anything like that. It's actual corner bead product. So it has like a structural laminate in here and that's paper faced. So when we're installing this, we want to make sure we put it on nice and tight, roll it down. And then the benefits of this is it takes little to no mud to coat. Metal corner bead takes a lot of mud. Some of the vinyls can, depending on what your reveal is like. So these are kind of nice, especially for residential when you need to get moving through some footage and you don't want to be waiting and using a ton of mud. So I have my mud mixed up. I'm using +3. It's pretty thick. I'm not going to be running super crazy thin mud, especially not on the first coat, because I don't want it to shrink back really far. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to grab my 8. I am using a blue steel knife. Blue steel is more flexible. I like it for doing all of my coat work. It's a little bit easier to work with, and you can cut an edge really nice with it. So I'm going to load up my knife, and I'm going to come and I'm going to apply pressure and apply an even amount of mud to the wall. Go ahead and clean up that edge, and then I'm going to take my knife, I'm going to cut my corner. The reason I'm cutting my corner or cutting my edge is that if I don't, I'm just going to have a big hard edge that winds up being there and it's not going to feather out nicely. So doing that, I'm taking away mud on that edge and then I can move the mud and feather. And now in coating, because this corner bead is like it is, I don't want to be pushing a lot of mud to this nose. It just doesn't need it. My mud needs to be focused here, covering that tape and then filling. So I'm going to start, I'm going to angle my knife out. I'm just going to come nice and flat, applying pressure, and then take any excess off. Get rid of that edge again, still heavier than I would like. Now this time I'm going to come super flat. I'm going to take almost no mud off at all. Just clean it up and make sure it looks good. So this is first coat. And as you build with your beads and depending on your finish, you're gonna go wider and wider and wider as you go. So 8's always a good choice for first, then you can do a 10 and then you can do a 12, or you can do 8, 10, 10 depending on your coats. These typically get like an 8 or a 6 and then we'll do another 8 on top or a 10 depending on what knife is working the best and then how it looks too and how it's taking the mud. Sometimes corner bead can get a little funky, so you might need a little bigger coat or you might need a little bit more mud. But essentially that's pretty much it for coating corner bead. You want to put it on, cut your edge, flat knife so you're filling, and then angle that mud kind of right towards that middle part there that we want. And that's pretty much it for corner bead. I mean, we'll kind of get into bullnose and chamfer and some things later, but this is going to be your most common, and that's how you coat the bead. I will catch you guys next week on Build Show. You can check me on socials, Drywall Shorty, TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. And I'll see you guys next week.